All right. I know, not so graceful of a transition, but here we are. Bang. Oh, you guys wouldn't believe the morning, the day I've had. It's been one of those mornings where I'm like doing damage control on every single thing in regards to my work, and holy smokes. So glad we made it. Let's get some streamies. Just gonna give it a second for everybody to pop in. If you're here, welcome. I had to kind of start and restart the stream a couple times. Doing lots of testing today. Okay, let's see if this works. Hey, Sharon. Okay. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Perfect. That's all I need to know. Thank you. Let me make sure everything's good in our Discord. So there was like 4 people waiting, so we'll make sure we get on here okay. Yeah, so I was having computer and camera issues this morning. My GPU was insanely high, and so I did like a whole clearing of things. My other camera had been giving me issues for a little bit, so I did some like total resets on everything, and I feel like we finally got it where we need to have it. So I just feel so relieved, but also like, oh my God, it really ate into my morning in a necessary way, but I wasn't able to like take as much time as I wanted to get my own brain and body ready. If you're just hopping in, welcome. I know it might feel a little bit weird doing this not on a Monday, but my partner was off, and I was like, I really want to take some time off because I have kind of a crazy weekend. I'm teaching a workshop. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna also take Monday off. So grateful that we're here together. If you just logged in and you want to chat with us outside of Patreon, know that you can exit out and hop into YouTube. I think if you hover like near the bottom right corner in Patreon, it'll pop you out. All right. So let's do the thing and get going. Like I mentioned, our class is going to focus a lot on back bends and stuff. I always believe that like we should be really mindful when going into back bends, so taking adequate time to prepare ourselves. So we're going to be doing a lot of that today, starting with like a slower warm-up and then moving into some more advanced topics. Yeah. So as you can see, I've got a couple of blocks down here. I also have a strap. I don't know if we'll use the strap, but we'll see how it goes. If you get tight, always nice to just kind of work with that. Let's see, I'm gonna find this one. Hey, Tawny. Hi, baby. Hope you're doing good. All right. Let's go over there, shall we? Let's do the things. I'm gonna disappear in the corner. Bye-bye. See you in the other spot. Okay, so we're going to be using our blocks from the beginning. If you don't have them, it's totally fine. You can modify without. Deep. But we're gonna start in a supportive heart opener because I really like starting a back bend process in gentle back bends. So if you have them, 2 blocks. I like the cork blocks because they're so much more supportive. And you can arrange these in a variety of ways if you have them. If you're without blocks, I was like, why do I look so dark? Let me turn on my other light. That will help so much. Okay, yeah, that looks so much better. You can use things like a body pillow, you know, just anything that'll give you a little bit of lift through the back. And the first block, or the block that's closest to you, is going to get positioned right along your spine, kind of between the shoulder blades, but also a little bit below. The second block is going to go behind your head. Now, if you get onto your blocks and you're realizing, hey, I need to adjust things a little bit for my comfort, make that happen. Taking a block higher, taking it lower, et cetera, yeah. Legs can be in any assortment of position. I just feel like having them in this kind of bent knock-kneed shape. And we're gonna take 3 rounds of breath here together. Trying to really maximize that full inhalation and exhalation. Good, we'll do one more like that. All right, we'll take the arms reaching straight up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to bring them up and overhead. Good, now I have my palms kind of facing each other here, and I'm trying to get my shoulders either in alignment with my ears or even past my ears if possible. Now, one thing that I'm using as a benchmark to see how even my shoulders are, because they're kind of subject to being really uneven, is trying to tap the ground either with my thumb or with like my pointer fingers, yeah? We'll bring the arms forward in front of you, kind of down by the hips, and then we'll repeat. Let's do this 3 more times. Nice. Now the next time it taps up and overhead, let's turn the palms up towards the ceiling and draw the shoulders all the way down by your side. Good. Bring them all the way up and overhead. Maybe you even tap the fingers together and back down. Now just a reminder, the palms are staying facing up towards the ceiling the whole time. Oh, this actually feels really amazing. It's like the block is like moving into this knot between my shoulder blades. God. Good, last 2. Oh, fuck. Last 1. All right, nicely done, everybody. Let's pick a side, roll over onto it off of your block. We'll move them to the front of your space. And then we'll meet in a seated position here, so crisscross applesauce. Now we're gonna work into a contracted shape or a cat back, just to give yourself a little spread out through the blades. And then we'll take this into a full circle. Now our focus and intention with this one is to try to get it down into like our mid-spine and into our hips. Nice. When we're back into our next contraction, let's untangle the legs and do a couple of 90 and 90 box turns. You can have hands on the ground behind you or have the hands at your heart center, up to you. Just mobilizing into the hips. And then we'll bring it back towards center and recross the legs, but with the opposite intention, yeah? Now take it back into that contracted position and take those circles, but moving in the other direction. Good, last 2. And we're back in our contracted position one more time. Taking the feet wide, sitting up high onto the sit bones. We'll take our windshield wipers over towards the left-hand side. 2 options here. Either your fingers come to the ground and you lift and lower like that. Good. Or you make it a little more difficult, hands at heart center, or even arms out. So it's almost like a little good morning. Nice. Let's take it to the other side. So again, either hands on the ground, lowering and lifting, or hands behind your head. Good, 3. Man, I really want to do a lot of hip opening today. That's the thing, I feel like back bends require everything else to be open. So let's do it all, shall we? All right, cross your legs, roll over the front of yourself, make it into a tabletop position. I always have so much stuff all over my mat. We'll find neutral spinal position, pushing away from the mat, finding your external rotation through your arms, and then we'll step back into a high plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, send it up and back into downward facing dog. Now feel free to take some pedals, take some wiggles. Good, and then we'll do 5 forward to high planks and back to down dogs. Try to stay really mindfully connected to your shoulders, making sure that they're staying in control. Last 2. Last 1. We'll lift up our heels, bend our knees, see the front, and let's step to the front. Soft knees, roll your way all the way up to standing. And when you make it up, roll out your shoulders by picking them up and sliding them down your back a couple times. Nice, sweep them up towards the ceiling. Bend into the right arm and capture the right elbow with your left hand. Nice. Release, take the hands behind you. Lift up your heart space. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold. Now bend into the left knee, lengthen out the right leg. Look over towards the right hand side. Good, we'll take it back through center. Same thing, other side. My knees are cracking so loudly. All right, we'll make it back towards center. Hands find the ground, feet step back. Rock both heels over towards the left. The left knee can lower down. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Now this right leg is going to slide back. We'll rotate onto the big toe ball mound and push our hips up towards the ceiling. Nice. Hinge from the hips, try to tap them down to the ground. Push through the feet, lift up again. Good, we'll bring it around high plank position. Slide forwards, lower all the way down to your stomach. Fingertips come to the outside of the mat. Push into the fingertips, lift up your heart space. And then dip the left shoulder, look over the right. Back through center. Wow, all my hair is in my face and literally in my mouth right now. Long hair problems. Good. We'll bring ourselves back up through center. And then lower the hips down. Hands by side body. Push up and through. And back to downward facing dog. Elevate heels, bend your knees. Let's travel to the front. Roll yourself up to standing. Oh my God. Y'all, my hair is so long. I finally booked a haircut for this guy. We're gonna get this stuff handled. All right, take your arm circles. I don't know what I wanna do with it though. I'm always like, I just wanna trim it, or I'm like, oh, I'm bored. So, I don't know. Maybe after class you'll inspire me and tell me what I should do with my hair. All right, let's bring our arms up. You'll bend into your left elbow. Right hand is gonna grab that left elbow and give yourself some space through the left side of the body. Oh, nice. Release your hands down. Behind, chest expansion, lift your heart. And again, forward fold. Now on this one, what I want you to really focus on is just taking them up and overhead as far as you feel comfortable. Nice. We'll release the hands down towards the ground, step back into a high plank. And then we'll rock both heels over towards the right. Right knee can lower down for the modification. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Maybe the left foot steps behind and you give yourself a little extra push. Nice. Maybe you tap the hips down and then again lift. We'll bring it back around, high plank position, lower down towards your stomach. Great. Now we're going to do a little bit of back line warm up, but we're going to do this without a lot of assistance from the upper body at first. So you can take your arms in front of you, almost like you're playing hide and go seek, yeah? So I want you to feel the tailbone lengthen, and we're going to try to pick up our right leg without bending, of course, just nice long right limbs. Now, if this feels a little taxing on your hip bone, like the frontal up part of the hip bone, you can pad it up a little bit with like a tea towel or something. We're going to take 8 lifts of this leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend into the right knee and then try to lift the point up towards the sky. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return the knee and the thigh down to the ground. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Left leg nice and long lifts. And lifts. Now I know the cue of lengthening the tailbone feels a little counterintuitive, but it helps take this more into like the process of lifting our leg with our butt. 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. Keep it up, bend into the knee, 90 degrees. 8 more. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Totally relax. And then wiggle your hips from right to left. Hands gone by your side body. Let's push up and back into a child's pose position. Try to let your hips move towards the heels, that space through the low back being created. Now let's round into the spine, pull yourself forward back into a tabletop, and then through into downward facing dog. And we're gonna get a little bit deeper into this warm-up flow. Lift your heels, bend your knees, see the front, step or take a hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. With your inhale, rise up to standing. With your exhale, stay tall, goalpost the arm, and really focus on lengthening the tailbone down. Now with your inhale, lift up your heart space, work into your upper back bend, and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, push hands to shins, exhale, plant, step back, high plank. Let's go through chaturanga. Glide forward, bend the elbows towards 90, upward facing dog. So press to the tops of the feet. Imagine like you're drawing your heart space through. Exhale, take it back down, dog. We're gonna do one more, just like that. Heels lift up, knees bend, travel to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing, inhale, breath. Exhale, long tailbone, find the goalpost through the arms. Now inhale, open up your heart space. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Try to remember what foot you step back with first on the other side. Try to do the opposite. Chaturanga. Upward facing. With your exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Nice. Now, I want us to kind of remember what we were doing on our bellies. We're going to try to recreate that here. Lift up your right leg, and let's take 8 little lifts. Square hip, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend into your knee, open up through the hip, so a little bit different. Take some circles. Reverse. Lengthen out the leg, inhale breath. Exhale, knee to nose. Step through to your low lunge position. Let's grab up our blocks. This is where some padding underneath your knees might be necessary for you. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really do a lot of moving around this weekend. I truly did a lot of resting, a little bit of intuitive stretching here and there, but not the deep stretch that I kind of look for and crave. So let's get into that now. Think about creating as much space as you can in the front of the hip, and then lengthening out through the front leg, finding your hamstring stretch. Same thing, let's bring you forward. Exhale, pull it back. 3 more. 2 more. Good. The next time you come forward into your lunge position, let's take the arms up and overhead. So I want you to remember when we were laying on our backs, right? Arms were working up and back. 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the hands back down to our blocks. Tuck back toes, lift back knee, and let's go for a runner's lunge stretch. So lengthen out through the front of the leg. Take yourself as far forwards as you feel comfortable. Bend into your front knee, adjust the back foot, and let's move into our side angle with the right hand still on the block behind your leg. Yeah. My microphone doesn't know where it wants to be. All right, so with this technique, right, we're able to really think about stacking. Torso above the thigh. We'll take an inhale breath here. Exhale, stack, bring yourself into warrior 2. Inhale, reverse, side body stretch. Nice, stay there for a moment and then lengthen out through the front leg so that we land in our reverse triangle. Great, let's return our hands down to our blocks. We'll rebend into the front knee, move the blocks forward, and step your left foot next to the right or hip width distance. Take a fold, round and release. Now rebend into the knees, take it into chair position. And with your exhale, fold forwards, trying to place your hands behind the blocks next to your feet. If that doesn't happen, that's totally fine. Now from here, you can step back or challenge yourself and try to hop back. Upward facing dog. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's do all that on the other side, shall we? Right foot stays, left leg lifts. Now, square hips, that's the name of the game. So only go as high as you can keep the hips square. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep pushing back in your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Open up the hip, bend into your right knee, and take those circles. Good, let's reverse. Oh my God, this hip feels tight. Left leg lifts. And with your exhale, let's go knee to nose. Step through to your low lunge. Lowering the right knee down. Stacking up into your Anjaneyasana. Hands on blocks by your side. We took a second just to make friends with the shape. Right? Now I know all of us can be in the same shape, but get different results. To me, it's all about your efforts, right? So here in this moment, notice if you're holding back from going to even that one extra bit of centimeter of depth. Try to trust yourself, trust your strength. We'll take a breath in here. And exhale, lengthen through your left leg, half splits. Rebend into your front knee, inhale breath. Exhale, pull it back. 3 more. Nice. On your last one, we'll come forwards. We'll reach our arms up, palm facing the front or even up towards the ceiling if you can manage it. Nice. Let's bring your hands back down onto the blocks. Tuck back toes, lift back knee. Work into your runner's stretch. Good, we'll rebend into our front knee. We'll pivot the back heel and we'll move into our block supported, hand behind the leg, side angle. So awesome to get this kind of support and stack here from the jump. Take a breath in. With your exhale, warrior 2. Flip the left palm, reverse warrior. Stay in the upper body shape, but then lengthen out through the left leg. So you're in your reverse triangle. Nice, let's take it all the way back down to our blocks. And once you square off, step your feet towards the front. A little halfway lift, lengthen. Good, and with your exhale, fold. We'll bend into our knees, rise into chair position, so arms reaching towards that upper hand corner. And with your exhale, taking the hands down to the ground and trying to place them behind your block. So like the front edge of my blocks are lined up with the front tips of my toes. So I'm trying to bring my hands behind those blocks, yeah? So a lot more Ashtanga technique here. You can step back or you can test your luck and try your jump back. Good, upward facing dog. And with your exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. Good, let's build out this set. One more little round. We'll lift up our right leg. Try to work as high as you can without compromising. And then open the hip and keep the leg straight. Good, bend into your right knee. Shift forward, shoulders over wrists. Drop the foot behind you. Push and rotate the hips skyward. We've already done it. Good, bring it back around. Let's go knee towards your nose. Step through to your low lunge position. Rise and stack into a high crescent with the back knee bent. Good. Now see if you can lengthen through the leg here, venture a little bit deeper into your back bend. And then with your exhale, lengthen through the right leg, dig deep into that front thigh. Nice, let's rebend into our front knee, pivot the right heel, slice the right arm to the inside of the right leg, and reach your left arm high. Maybe it's hand on ground. Take a breath in, exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay for the exhale, and with your inhale, reverse triangle. Nice, Trikonasana triangle pose. Coming back around, shifting the hips a little bit off kilter. Hand can come to the inside of the thigh, but I like to use that same trick and method with the arm behind the leg. So maybe you snatch up your block, bring it behind you, even rocking it down to a lighter level there. Good, last breath in. And last breath out. Let's rebend into our front knees. We'll bring those blocks back to like a neutral position, especially if you use them on the other side. We'll pivot onto our back foot, walk them forward, and work into a block-supported warrior three. So in our warrior three, our back leg is behind us. Yeah, we're trying to find those square hips. Tendency, a lot of people like to open up. If tightness is a problem, bend into your right knee as much as you need. If that's not the problem and it's just this position is hard, I feel you, it does get better, I promise. Now you can stick with the blocks, right? You can also try your balance and try to reach the arms back behind you. Let's try a little bit dynamic flow with this. With your inhale, rise up into a single-legged mountain. Exhale, take it back into your airplane. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time, inhale up. Nice, exhale back. Bring your hands back down to blocks. Cross your left foot behind the right. Lengthen out through your spine and exhale, melt over those crossed legs. Maybe even your hands find the back and you pull yourself deeper. Good, now you can lengthen out through your spine. I'm gonna give you a couple different ways to get out of this one. You can just step your left foot towards the back and kind of into the appropriate position if you were just stepping back, right? So it's not still crossed back behind you. You can step back, you can move through Ekapada Chaturanga if you want, or single-legged plank, yeah. If you even wanna work on some hops, you can just uncross the leg, lift the leg up towards the ceiling, and take some little bounces here. Good, chaturangas can follow. And then we're in our downward facing. Let's do all that on the other side. That was great. Left leg lifts. Again, keeping it as straight as you can. And then open up the hip. Try to maintain that length. Now bend into the left leg, glide forward a bit, and drop the left foot behind you. Sweep back around, draw the left knee in towards your chest, step through to low lunge. High crescent, stack. And then see if you can risk a little more back bend. Nice. Work into your hamstring stretch. Runner's lunge. Rebend into your front knee, adjust the foot, and work into your side angle. Maybe this time with the hand on the inside of the leg. Take your breath in. Exhale, bring it up to 2. Inhale, reverse. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Lengthen through your front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Remembering all those notes I gave on the other side, your block can come to the inside or outside of the leg. Nice. Let's rebend into our front knee. We're going to square off and head into our block-supported warrior 3. Good. Trying to work on the squareness. Maybe the arms work back behind you, activating into your back muscles. Let's rise. Make it dynamic. And then exhale, sweep it back. Oh my God. What is even balanced today? Good, last two. Last one. Hands come down to blocks. Right leg crosses behind the left. Fold and melt over that left leg. All right, let's lengthen out. Right leg can step back or extend up towards the ceiling. Kind of pick your poison with whatever you did on the other side. Good, and from that upward facing dog, we'll take ourselves back into a child's pose. Take a little rest. All right, everybody, nice job. So we're gonna start to head into our final stops for class, which I do wanna get into some bigger back bends. So that means it's time to work down to the ground. So here's what we're going to do to start our big back bend process. We're gonna work through puppy, and there's more advanced options with puppy and the blocks. So first let's kind of go through our puppy basics. I like to start in a tabletop position. Yeah, so if you're ready to work with me, coming onto all fours. And I like to think about keeping my hips in one spot. They can come forward a little bit, but we do want to crawl the arms forward. Now, depending on your shoulders, maybe forehead to ground is where you're feeling challenged. That's totally great. Maybe you have a little more space and you like to think about going chest and chin to ground. If that's you, really try to activate through the arms as much as you can. Good, now if your shoulders are feeling good and you want to push it a little bit, you can grab your blocks and try to go for the same exact shape. On this one, I like to go hips a little bit forward. Take a little relaxed moment. Maybe you slide forward onto your forearms, move your neck around a little bit. All right. Now we're going to work on our wheel, okay? Let's actually do camel first. I think camel will be a good first step before we go into this next little bit. So with our camel, knees to the ground, toes tucked. Again, knee padding can happen. Sometimes all you need is just, wow, the bottom of my mat needs some help. So this is what I like to do. I like to roll up my mat. No judgment on what's on the bottom of your mat. Now, key with our camel or our ustrasana is to try to keep our hips right above our knees. Sometimes it comes a little bit back through transitions, but just think about continuously trying to push it forwards, okay? So we'll bring our hands to our low back, try to push forwards. This is a great place to be, great place to stay, or try to reach back for your heels. You can stay looking forward or look back. If you feel dizzy, just bring the gaze forwards or come out slowly. 3, good, 2, and re-support your spine. Have a sit, hips to heels. Whew. All right. Now, let's get into our big back bend. So again, wheel, which of course we're going to start with our bridge. So we'll lay down on our back. I always think it's good to give yourself a lot of time to prep for these big ones. So how I like to start and prep for them is by taking just some pelvic tucks. And then I'll roll and elevate through my hips. Good. Now this bridge spot, this is where you can stay. If you're feeling ready to push through into some wheel work, then let's just bring our hands up above our head, right? Now this is where a lot of like mental blocks can happen. I was working with an in-person student of mine the other day on this. There's sometimes fear there, right? Like you don't have yourself. If that's you, I recommend, working more on the shoulder strength, the upper shoulder mobility or the shoulder mobility, and then, trying to work with somebody in person to get you comfortable going upside down, right? But if you're feeling comfortable and ready, you can push either onto the crown of the head or work your way all the way through and up. Now try to focus on just relaxing the head, pushing through the arms. Maybe you shift forwards and backwards a few times. Nice. And then we'll bring ourselves down and take a little moment. All right. We're going to go for another round, and I'm going to give you guys an option to go deeper. It actually came up on by the way, you can do something to kind of counteract your back bends. I like to do these little windshield wipers. So kneeling wheel. So that means when we're up and back, right, we're in our wheel. And again, this is for deepening. So if you're like in your wheel and you're like, girl, I'm at my max, then don't push. Try for another wheel. Know that, repeating things helps us build muscle memory, strength to do them. So again, if you're at your max, stay. But if you're like, how can I push this one more level? We're going to try to essentially bring the entirety of one knee and shin down to the ground. Just one. Yeah. I honestly haven't tried it in a while, so this is going to be an experiment for me too. So let's see how it goes. All right. Start with your bridge. Move into your wheel. Get comfortable there. Feel strong, feel stable. Feel the weight shift. Bring the top of the foot. Oh, yo, that's fucking hard. I'm gonna try it one more time each side. Fuck. Wow. That was hard. All right, one knee at a time, we'll bring ourselves in. And we're not trying to like curl up just yet. We're just finding neutral through the spine. My heart rate's up. That's good. All right, now we'll take the legs into either prep for happy baby, so not halasana. Why am I brain farting on what this one is called? It's called wind relieving pose. Apanasana. There we go. Brain made connections there, guys. Or Ananda Balasana, happy baby. So feet can find the outer edges of your feet, lengthening through the spinal column, opening up through the heart. You can even play with your extensions. And then we'll bring the legs together, lengthen them up towards the ceiling. Sorry, I know this microphone's really close to my mouth. It's about to be even closer because we're going to try to go into some shoulder stand stuff. So legs up towards the ceiling. Again, you can stay here or pike. Support your low spine with the hands. Maybe one foot, test the waters. Or if you're comfortable, both feet. Right? I like to kind of shoulder walk and give myself a lot of space, maybe even chest expansion, maybe even knees around head. All right, we'll bring ourselves down to our mat. We're going to finish with a twist. All good back bends deserve twists. Oh, love when I get a nice deep percussive pop. All right, let's switch. Take one more breath in and breath out. Bring yourself back to center. And let's settle into a final meditative position. Let your jaw be soft, your muscles soft, your bones soft. We'll take one more breath in here together. Gather your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug of appreciation. And then rock yourselves up to a seat. From that seat, sit tall. And let's take a quick scan of our body from top to bottom, recognizing where we are in this moment, where we started. One of the powerful aspects of this practice is self-observation. Witnessing the differences, the minutiae. We'll take our hands into a prayer position, drawing the thumbs between our brows. Everything that is in me witnesses, sees, acknowledges all that is in you. I am grateful to teach you, grateful for your presence today. Bow forwards and leave some love into the earth today. Thank you so much, friends. Namaste. Good job, you guys. I feel good. I'm glad we did this today. I have to teach 4 more classes today, but I really needed to warm up, get my body feeling ready for it, you know? Good job, y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing rest of your day. This class will be kind of back at its normal time next week on Monday, so thanks for being so flexy. You guys are awesome. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week if I don't see you on Thursday. Wish me luck getting all the things done this week. Workshop, classes. Whew, it's going to be a fun one. Also, if you're in the LA area, I'll be modeling at Monsterpalooza on Sunday. So, would be so cool to see y'all there too. Thanks, Sharon. Thank you, my love. Have an amazing rest of your week, darling. Yes. Yes, Tawny. Oof, I'm so excited to wash my hair tomorrow. My hair needs help. Oof, I feel that, Tawny, I feel that. I feel like I have a never-ending pile of body homework to do. Especially when I try something that I was doing 3 years ago. I was like, I can do this. Yeah, I'm fine. You too, my love. I'm gonna hop off I'm gonna head to the Sony lot, teach this class again. All right, my loves. See you next time.